We've been on a good run of form of late with Manchester United and Newcastle on the horizon, and we're currently sitting in the third Champions League spot in the WSL. So without any further ado, let's see if we can keep carrying on our successful run of form. So for our first game against Manchester United, we're playing with Falk in goal. It's Fernandes, Linari, Wenger and Pattinson. We've got Zelem and Gayoro in midfield behind Paris, Van der Donk and Macaulay and Beth England up top. On the bench, it's Lete, Minota, Yossendal, Francie, Lundqvist, Monaghan, Kanu, Uchebi and Galpsit. So let's see if we can get something out of this game. I've got a good feeling. The United side looks strong. We've got Maya Letitia at the back, which is always going to be a problem for us. So let's address the team and we'll just tell them that they've got a lot of credit lately and go forward. And it looks like we're playing on what's supposed to be Old Trafford, but it's hard to tell because the game doesn't really do a great job of telling you where you're playing. But in fact, this probably isn't. And it probably isn't Old Trafford now we've come down to ground level. There we go. But we're sitting third in the WSL and a good chance to make up some points. We're level with Arsenal or able to get above Arsenal with this result, well, with a result here. Assuming things go away elsewhere, obviously the season coming to its conclusion near enough. So we're lined up, ready to go. Hopefully a good result to come. And if we can beat Manchester United, we'll be looking very, very good for the rest of the season, as Macaulay does a wonderful job of breaking down that pass. And, well, that highlight typically went nowhere. And now we've got Gayoro on the ball and to Wenger. Wenger looking for a pass back to Linari. We can build from here to Fernandes. Fernandes takes a touch to Zelem, to Gayoro. Gayoro forward to Beth England, back to Gayoro. And she's in trouble. Plays out to Pattinson, to England. England with a shot from miles away, from practically from Liverpool, to be honest. That was such a long-range shot. And probably not the way we were to open up our attack, as Tullis Joyce goes with a goal kick out to Rolfo. To Mallard. Mallard going forward now, and Katie Zello trying to face her down, obviously playing against one of her old clubs. Goes out wide to Riviere, to Gaze, to Park. Park out wide to Riviere again. Can we get a cross here defending? Macaulay doing a great job of tracking back. Gayoro causing havoc as well. To Van der Donk and Macaulay just both pressing. We're loving seeing this. And Rolfo to Janssen, back to Rolfo, and gone out wide to Mallard, to Park. Zello having a go from range, and, well, sorry, Park having a go from range, I should say. Was it Mallard? I don't know. My brain lost track. Falk out wide now to Pattinson. Pattinson with a ball down the line to Macaulay. Macaulay with a chance to look up, hopefully find a ball to Beth England, but it might be too late, and Gase has got in there to make a tackle, and Riviere gets blocked by Macaulay. Macaulay to Pattinson. Let's get this ball forward. Wenger back to Pattinson, who needs to turn, goes back to Wenger again. We're not really making inroads very, very quickly. Zelem finds Van der Donk and back to Zelem, who's dropped very, very deep here. Goes forward now to Nikita Paris, who's going to beat her marker and goes into the box, driving forward, has a shot, and it's been saved by the keeper, out for a corner. We're pressing, at least. We're pressing for some kind of ascendancy, which honestly is probably what we need here, as Zelem goes to Linari. Linari out wide now to Nikita Paris. Forward for Van der Donk. Back to Fernandes. Fernandes forward for Paris. Paris to Van der Donk. And can we get back down the line here into the box again as Rolfo's trying to shadow us? Back to Paris. Van der Donk again. Nikita Paris plays it through for Pattinson. What a goal from Poppy Pattinson. There's a lot of P's in there. And Nikita Paris with a fantastic setup. And what a way to open our account against Manchester United. And obviously time will tell if this is enough to push us up into second. I think Chelsea might be beyond us, but we're certainly doing a decent job here of trying to play catch-up. And with goals like that, anything can happen. There's about 5-6 games left of the regular league season. So who knows what can go on from here, but if we keep up this form, anything could happen as Pattinson switches play to Fernandes. Yana Fernandes here with a ball down the line to Nikita Paris, takes a touch, loses it to Mallard, and Park now on the ball. Zelem trying to cover, not doing a great job of getting her foot in there. It's got to be said as Park goes on a run again. Van der Donk has come very, very deep. Fernandes also trying to shut things down there. Narsland with a shot, and, well, it's a great save, but I don't know, I just feel like our defending there wasn't necessarily on point, it's got to be said, as we're trying to win the ball in the air. We've not got much in the way of height in this team, as Van der Donk goes to Macaulay. down the near side, looking to find her way into the box, not usually equipped to play on the left, but having to today, as Macaulay cuts it back, finds Nikita Paris. That's gone off everybody. Riviere heads the ball behind, and we've got another corner. Are we going to see it? No, we're not, because apparently we are not dangerous from corners right now. It's probably because of the lack of height on the pitch, to be honest. And we've got a free kick now, Pattinson to take it. Two people in the wall, and, well, it's a short pass to Macaulay with a shot from range. I'm not sure that was the one, to be honest. I think there were better options, but we've got a goal kick for Manchester United now, and she's going to go out wide looking for Rolfo, who is going to come at us. We need to be pressing better here. Van der Donk gets across that, almost flew across there. Fernandez down to Paris. Paris looking for options, looking to beat the marker again, and gets brought down. That's going to be a free kick for us. And can we create something dangerous from this? That's the big question. Pattinson going to go from deep again. Hopefully a better delivery this time. Goes short again to Macaulay, but into the box. That's a better shot, and good save. Goes out for a corner. Will we finally see this corner, or are we going to go without one again? We're going to go without another corner highlight, which is a shame because it's the best camera angle in the game. Paris to Van der Donk. Now into the box. One touch to try and get around the marker. Turlin gets the ball, or the ball comes off her. Turlin gets it back. Mallard now with it and running at us. And, well, we're trying to get something going here, but Zellerman's been caught a little bit napping. Fernandez also just making too much space, and our defence really continues to worry me at all times. So Riviere now on the ball, goes to Geyser to Park. Gaora needs to get a foot in here, doesn't, gets nutmegged in fact, and Pattinson plays the ball away. Turner to Nolsson, to Janssen, to Mallard. We've got to get the ball back here. If we keep sitting off of Manchester United like this, we're going to be in real trouble as Mallard comes at us again. Has come off everything, and, it's fallen to Nikita Paris. So we're going to hit them on the break here. Macaulay with a chance to run at Manchester United now to Beth England, and that's gone absolutely nowhere. As a highlight, Zellum now with a free kick. She should be taking all of our free kicks, to be honest, because she is probably the best free kick taker in the women's game. I don't know why Pattinson's taking them, but there we go. Paris to Lenari. Lenari to Wenger. Wenger with an awful shot, quite frankly. Could do a lot better than that. Fernandez now forward to Paris, and Paris goes to Zellum. Zellum forward to Van der Donk, to Gaoro, to Fernandez. Fernandez finds a ball forward to Van der Donk, and we need to get something happening here. Nikita Paris gets brought down again by Rolfo. That's got to be a yellow card, surely, because that is the second time she's gone in hard on Nikita Paris, who looks like she's down and hurt. Hopefully she'll be okay to carry on. Looks like she will be, as half-time is approaching, and Riviere has a throw. We're going to take that instruction to shoot on sight. That feels like a great piece of advice there. Geyser to Riviere, back and forth, and Riviere now on the ball with a cross into the box. Mallard with a header over the bar. And I think we're going to have to turn up the press a little bit after half-time, just because I feel like that's what's costing us. We're just not pressing quite hard enough, as Katie Zellum has another free kick. Whips into the box, looking back post. Wenger can't get there. Paris, though, can. Has a shot. It's come off everyone. Mallard now having a run at us. The counter-attack is on for Manchester United. We don't have anywhere near enough players back, and we've got to get back quickly, because Yana Fernandez, not terribly good at the pressing. That's gone off the crossbar and been ignored by everyone as it hit the ground. We've got very, very lucky there. And I do feel like half-time tactics are going to be an issue here. So we're going to have to say the media have given you a lot of credit lately. We'll keep going with that. We're also going to tell Beth England that she needs to be a little bit better today, because she does. And we'll go into the tactics screen. I just want to do a team instructions here. Out of possession, and we are going to maybe go with a mid-block, and I think we're going to press much more often. And I'm going to very much hope that fixes the defensive issues we've been seeing, because I'm not sure why we are struggling otherwise, because we've got a quality defence, but for some reason it's just not coming off for us. As the ball goes towards the byline, Pattinson has made a tackle there that looked a little bit sketchy. Riviere has come out with the ball, though. Nilsson forward to Geyser. Geyser looking to get through our midfield, and does with a pass easily. Turland to Mallard. Fernandez doing a much better job there of at least trying to shadow the ball. Park in, and Jess Park has scored. And frankly, that was what I've kind of been seeing coming the entire game. Our defence a little bit asleep at the wheel, and I feel like maybe maybe I just need to tell Yana Fernandez to be more of a pressing fullback. Maybe that's the play there. Just have her press, because all of their best attacks have come down that side, and it's making Yana Fernandez look really, really silly, to be honest. So let's see what we can do from here on out. I think Beth England's going to have to come out of the game, and maybe Yana Fernandez at this rate, because Rolfo's coming at us now. Park, with no one shadowing her. Fernandez doing a slightly better job of the pressing now. Rolfo now on the ball, just puts her foot on it and just has all the time in the world. Turland out wide to Riviere. We're supposed to remember pressing more, and you shouldn't have time to put your foot on the ball and relax, as Wenger makes a terrible attempt at a tackle, to be honest. Riviere on the ball, though, and goes out to roll through, and they're back down this near side where we're definitely under pressure here. Jess Park on the ball, and that was a weird place to end that highlight corner, though, with Riviere. I'd like us to hold on. I think Yana Fernandez is coming off very, very soon, to be honest, as Jess Park chases that ball down, and Van der Donk manages to be on the wrong side of her. Yana Fernandez again doing nothing to press, and should be doing better, and we've been very, very lucky there to get away with that, because, frankly, we're just not defending well enough down this near side. There are going to have to be changes made just to get things back on track for us, I think. So just the two changes for now. Lundqvist on at right back for Fernandez, and Francie has come on for Beth England. Just felt a little bit like we needed to make those two changes and really freshen things up a little bit, maybe get a bit more impetus from those two positions, as the ball gets switched immediately to Lundqvist in the first highlight we see. And it's with Nikita Paris now, puts it through the midfield for Francie. Francie gets brought down horribly from behind by Jess Park. That's got to be a red card. Why is Turner being talked to? I've got questions there, because Jess Park went in two-footed from behind, and Turner has come out with a yellow card, and I don't fully understand that. Linari to Zellum, to Linari again, with a ball to Lundqvist now, back to Linari. Let's try and get forward, shall we? Because back is not the way. It's, well, great ball over the top from Lundqvist, but I don't know what Francie was thinking with the header. Rolfo has put that into touch, and maybe this gives us a chance to regroup and think through our life choices a bit better, as Lundqvist will take the throw in to Nikita Paris, back to Lundqvist, into for Van der Donk, and finds Nikita Paris in the box, finds Georo with a terrible shot. Our shooting has been absolutely atrocious today, it has to be said. So one more change for now. Galpset's going on for Van der Donk, purely because Van der Donk has also not been at the races so far today, as Jess Park is back on the ball to Nalsund, to Turland. Georo trying to get a tackle in, but Turland's still got it. Zellum breaks it down though. Nikita Paris to Francie. Francie back out to Paris, who has an option with Lundqvist there, probably following a bit too closely. Should be on the overlap, to be honest, as Van der Donk gets into the box, looking for a cross before she goes off. That's come off the goalkeeper, and Riviera's put it out, and that's going to just trickle out into touch for a throw-in, giving us a chance to make that change, which hopefully will freshen things up just a touch for us. I know I've still got two subs in the bank. I just can't work out where to use them, as Georo on the ball now, going out wide, back to Wenger when she had lots of space to move into. Feels like a curious choice. Wenger back on the ball again. Back to Linari. Lundqvist across here with the ball, and looking hopefully for a ball very deep to Nikita Paris, who made a great run, but just her first touch was utterly atrocious there, to be completely honest with you. So, goal kick for Manchester United. They're making subs as well. I am still trying to figure out what the magic bullet is here, because there's nowhere. I'm tempted to replace Macaulay, but she's playing well, which sounds counterintuitive, but I do have other options on the bench. So, you know, that is a choice we could make, as Lundqvist plays the ball forward now to Nikita Paris. Can she make a run down this near side? Galpset to Lundqvist. Lundqvist finds Paris. Paris with the ball down the line for Galpset, who's drifted out wide. Can she get a cross in here? She's going to try and go it alone, and Tullis Joyce tips it wide. We've got a corner. Whether we'll see it or not, we still won't see it. We're just not good at corners. It's time to accept we're just not good at corners. Pattinson, looking for a driving run into the box, should be able to cross here. Goes for a shot instead. Letitia scrambles that one away, and Turlin wins the battle in the air. It's Jess Park now with a chance to counter. We've got three back and more making the charge, but Zellum is the one who's gone to her for the closing down. Linari's finally come across, and frankly, a corner from that is a great outcome for us, because that should have been a goal. Our defending, again, not very good, as Jess Park is on the ball for the corner into the box here. Let's win this. We haven't done, and Fridolina Rolfo has punished us with the header. And now we need to do something possibly a bit drastic to get ourselves back in this game. Volk has done a very bad job today, it has to be said. But I think I have to do a tactics, and I feel like it's midfield that's letting us down. And I don't know if I want to do the Chelsea thing again, but it might have to be the way we go. So, I don't know, tactics. So I have made those changes. Monaghan and Yossendal are on. Macaulay's moved to the right wing. Paris and Monaghan are going to play in the centre of the attacking midfield. Gelpsit in possession and our possession sitting deep, just so you can get a look at how that looks. In fact, I need to swap these two roles around because we found Monaghan does a really good job as a free role last time out, and I think we're going to use Nikita Paris as a second striker and add a goal threat. So that will work. And then out of possession, Macaulay is moving to being a pressing wingback. We're two pressing players here in the right-hand side, which I think will help with that problem we've got just defending down the left. We've also got Nikita Paris, who will be tracking back as a winger. Two tracking players in the centre of the attacking midfielder and a tracking wide midfielder in Yossendal there. So hopefully that will fix things for us. We are, of course, getting used to the new tactical systems, but it just feels like that's going to be the way we shut down that left-hand side, which has been really dangerous against us. As, Nikita Paris has got a foot in there. Monaghan to Gelpsit out wide now, looking for Yossendal with a chance to run, maybe cut inside from that far side. Cuts it back for Pattinson. Pattinson gives it away to Nolson, which is not helpful as Geyser plays it off of Pattinson, I think, there. Although it looks like we've been given the throw-in, but the only way it could have got there from Nolson is if that had come off Pattinson. So, interesting use of physics. We'll figure it out eventually. Pattinson's going to take her sweet time. It looks like someone has picked up a knock there. We've got about 10 minutes to go. We're not seeing anything with the injury, but Pattinson's going to take the throw-in into the box. She's thrown it for a goal kick, so I'm guessing it must have been put out of play for an injury to someone there. Not sure why, because we didn't see it, but there we go. Turner on the ball for Man United to George here. Macaulay should be tracking back here. It's gone out for a throw-in anyway, so we'll take that. I just don't fully understand why we're not being much better on the attack here, and that's a terrible pass, frankly, from me and Macaulay. The heads are not in the game, are they, at this point? You just kind of feel like the concentration might be lacking just a touch. George with a throw-in, probably looking for Turner or Park, I would guess probably. Oh, down the line, better still. Paris to Gelpsit. Yossendal has picked that up and will be looking for something here. Pattinson out wide to Yossendal as we try and break the ball to the left. Maya Letitia shadowing. That's a tackle from behind from Geyser. That's got to be a red this time, surely. Got to be a red card for the tackle from behind. How is that just a talking to? That's some of the most lenient refereeing I think I've ever witnessed. Just no idea. Macaulay has picked up a knock in there somewhere as well, which is not terribly helpful for us, as we've got maybe one last chance here to get ourselves level on terms and, turn out wide to George. We need to win this back quite rapidly, as Lundqvist has done. Nikita Paris to Macaulay, back to Paris, back to Macaulay. Macaulay down the line for Monaghan. Monaghan flicks it across the goal, and frankly, that should have been someone on the end of that. Yossendal's in the box, though. That's a great save from Tullis Joyce, and goes out for a corner. Is this going to come to anything? Of course it isn't. And that might be our last highlight of the game. It's not going to be. We've finally got a corner highlight. Pattinson is going to take this one. It says she won't be rushed. She should be rushed because we are behind. Let's get something happening here. Into the box. Headed away by the United defence. Macaulay to Pattinson. Pattinson needs to get a crossover quickly. Plays it back to Macaulay. Macaulay beats Rolfo into the box there. Pattinson with another shot. It's gone out for another corner. Are we going to get late drama here against Manchester United? She's still in no hurry to take the kick. It's like she doesn't understand how time works. Come on, Poppy, get it into the box. Please into the box. Into the box. Anyone there would have been fine, but that's been headed away by Turland, and it's gone out for a throw-in. And it feels like this game is more or less done for, to be honest. We would need to do something special last gasp here to make anything else happen. To Gelpsit again, to Pattinson, back to Gelpsit, who should play into the box, doesn't, goes, what is that passing? Absolutely, I'm glad the final whistle went there, because that was some of the worst, towards the end of the game, some of the worst passing I have ever witnessed. So I'm a little bit glad that was over, even if we have lost. We are going to address the team. We are going to say it's disappointing we didn't win because we were on top, had a lot of chances, all that good stuff. And I'm going to see you in just a second for the game against Newcastle. So for the FA Cup tie at home to Newcastle, we've made a few changes. Lete is in goal, Fernandes, Linari, Wenger and Pattinson still the back four though. Zellem, Georo, Monaghan, Van der Donk and Josendal and Beth England up top. I need them to be performing today, so we'll see how that goes. On the bench, Sangare, Minota, Galpset, Francie, Lundqvist, Newis, Kanu and Uchebi and Bose as well, who is obviously another new signing. Just in terms of the problems we've had as well, let's just get rid of some of the filters. We've currently got Kumagai out injured, which I didn't mention before, 3 weeks out. Macaulay is going to be out for another couple of weeks after that injury she suffered against Manchester United. And Nikita Paris is also out for 2 weeks after a training injury. So we are a little bit down on players. But hopefully we've got enough going for us to get a result against Newcastle. So Newcastle are a WSL 2 side, but there are a couple of very good players in this team as well. Jordan Nobbs is a very, very good player. And Beth Lumsden has moments as well, from what I've seen of her. So, we're not completely out of the woods with this one. We could be upset here. I would like us to not be. I'd like us to just cruise through this one and get a win, especially because we're at home. But we'll see how it goes, because anything can happen in the women's game. It genuinely upsets happen all the time. It always feels weird calling them upsets because they happen so often. But we're out on the pitch, the rain is driving down, which can only help us because we like to play the ball along the ground. As long as it doesn't become boggy, we would be fine with having a slightly faster pitch to play on. As Awujo goes out wide to Benny, to Joel. Joel with the ball, and we're going nowhere with this, which is great as our opening highlight. But Poppy Pattinson is on the ball now to Josendal with a chance to run here. Can she get to the byline, or at least give it to someone who can? Pattinson should be able to get there. Goes into the box, gets brought down. I say gets brought down. It was definitely a dive, and it's a corner. So we'll see if we can make anything of this. Katie Zellem is going to take it. Of course she is. And is she going to make anything happen here? It goes into the box, headed away by Grech, and falls to Monaghan, to Linari to Wenger forward for Pattinson, and it goes all the way back to Fernandes, who goes up wide for Monaghan. She's in the box, but that touch was pretty terrible, to be honest. First touch is a bit of a problem for us. I don't know if it's something, it wasn't a problem for us before the hot fix. I don't know if it's something that's been broken by the hot fix that came out last week. But it does feel a little bit like first touches have become a little bit heavier. And it's not the players, because a lot of these players have a very, very good first touch in real life, which I assume is reflected in their attributes, as Lumsden's going right to the byline. Back now to Cooper. Cooper's going to turn and shoot, and frankly, we got very lucky there because Lete was nowhere near where she needed to be, and our defence was just kind of letting that happen. We're seeing the same problem again. I think Yana Fernandez's best role is definitely not this holding fullback. I don't think she does that very well defensively, I have to say, and I think I'm going to make a change there as Cooper gets on the ball. I think we're just going to make her a regular fullback as Van der Donk comes across and gives away a terrible foul, to be honest. There was no need for a foul like that. She's got lucky not to get booked, and it's Jordan Nobbs now with a free kick. She can be dangerous here. Into the box, let's get rid of this. Georo, it looks like, has done. Wenger's trying to get to it, but Benet has had a shot from wide, from range, and Lete has tipped it out for a corner. And this one is, so far, just a little bit tame. It's a little bit tame than I want it to be, and I don't know why, as Jordan Nobbs is going to take the corner into the box. Let's get this clear. Linari has done, but only as far as Benet, who shoots from range. And, that's gone into the stand, this brand new giant stand we seem to have built for no reason. Lete to Zellem. Zellem coming down the near side to Monaghan. Looks like the pitch is getting boggy because the ball is moving very, very slowly as Josendal gets on the ball, having come inside for it, and will she create something here? Gets tackled by Joel to Benet to Galtrot, and we're going deep. Wenger to Georo, back to Pattinson. Let's try and attack a bit more. Let's stop with this taking our time. We should be able to do something. I think Newcastle, last I checked, were 4th in the WSL, so they're a good side, but we're currently 4th. Sorry, they were 4th in the WSL 2. We're currently 4th in the WSL. As Josendal gets to the byline, beats her defender. Pattinson back to Georo with a shot, and it's gone out for a corner. Hopefully we'll make something of this, because that would be the ideal as Katie Zellem once again steps up for it. As, again, all the disabled fans are checking their armpits for some reason. Into the box, headed away by Galtrot, and we are falling to Wenger. Wenger down the line for Monaghan. Monaghan looking to turn in the box for Vanderdonk. Vanderdonk should cut it back for Monaghan. Does. Finds Vanderdonk again with the layoff to Selim. Selim across for Gaoro. Gaoro with a... Well, I knew she was going to shoot. I didn't think she'd hit the defender. Bene now on the counter-attack, and we could be in trouble here. I don't want us to go behind to Newcastle. I think that would be a little bit too embarrassing for us to take, especially after one defeat in this episode. Pattinson to Gaoro. Forward to Jussendal. Jussendal with a chance to break in. Needs to find a ball forward pretty quickly because she is very much getting swarmed. Switches it to Monaghan. Great looking up there. Monaghan with a cross into the box for Beth England. Off the woodwork, and Tamanant has made the catch there to shut things down for us for now. And the ball is going to go forward again. Back and forth, back and forth. So free kick now for Newcastle with Jordan Nobbs. 16 minutes on the clock, and we have not been the better side like we should be, in all fairness, as Nobbs goes short to Galtrat, to Joel with a shot from range, and shooting from range just wasn't going to happen there. So we will try and get ourselves back on the front foot. Zelen with an interesting pass to Poppy Pattinson. We're going to come forward now, down the line for Jussendal. Jussendal with a chance to build here. Back to Pattinson. Pattinson across to Lenari. And Lenari finds Wenger. Wenger going forward now for Fernandez. And Fernandez should lay it off here. Great ball down the line for Monaghan. Cross goes in. Got two players there. And Beth England did... apparently has become a he, according to the commentary. Maybe that's a thing that needs to get fixed. But yeah, it's become a thing. We are not doing a great job on the attacking. Lenari now to see what happens with a pass here to Poppy Pattinson. Going forward now to Jussendal. Jussendal over the top again, looking for Monaghan on the far side. I can't help feeling Nikita Paris would have made something better happen on this side were she available. Obviously, unfortunately injured, but we have a corner. Pattinson's going to be the one to take it. We're looking for a cross into the box, and will we get a head on to the end of it? We haven't again. Katie Zellum has picked this one up, and can she get inside and create something? It's a great shot. It's come off the goalkeeper. I'm assuming a save rather than just a random rebound. Zellum gets a corner. Let's get a goal from this and really get ourselves ahead. I feel like once we score, we won't stop scoring, but we're just not scoring. Lenari proving the point by heading over the bar. But yeah, it does have that feeling of like one goal will open them up a little bit. I don't know why that feeling is there, but it just feels like if we get one goal, that's the floodgates open as Greg now plays to Cooper. Cooper down the line looking for Lumsden, and Fernandez again caught napping a little bit over the top as Lenari heads it back to Lette. I think McQuaid was offside there as well. It wasn't just the defender begging. I thought that was offside as well, personally. As the ball goes deep, Beth England again doesn't really do enough to win it. I'm thinking I might have to drop Beth England purely because she's not been very good of late, and I don't know why. So maybe it's time that we use someone else, Francie, perhaps up top more regularly, as Lumsden into the... or it looked like she was heading into the box, goes for the byline instead. Back to Cooper. Cooper with a cross, and we've got to win this. And yeah, we have done with Pattinson to Jussendal now. Let's hit them on the counter, guys. Let's do this. Let's go forward. Let's try and get a ball in front of Beth England, maybe. That would be nice. We have done. Beth England's in. Beth England scores. And maybe her poor performances haven't been all her own doing, because I think it's the first time in this episode we've seen someone play a ball through to her. And if you give her the ball in the box, she will, generally speaking, put the ball away. But Jussendal did look up, just beat the offside trap there as well, Beth England, and what a finish past Tamarin. We are ahead now, 24 minutes on the clock, and hopefully this is what we need to fire us up, get another couple of goals, really put this one to bed. It's with Bede now, back to Joel for Newcastle, across the box for Tamarin, big hoof upfield. Fernandez, I thought she was tracking that down, but his camera angles are still playing with me. Pattinson over the top to Jussendal now. Jussendal with a chance to cross, goes to the byline, flicks it high. Beth England gets there, comes off Greg, goes out for a corner. And it does feel a little bit like that confidence is starting to come in. I don't know if you guys can feel it at home, but it does feel a little bit like we're starting to see that confidence coming in as Joel has a throw for Newcastle to Jordan Nobbs now to Joel, to Bene, to Nobbs again over the top, looking for McQuaid, who I think should have been offside there, but there we go. Bene, Gaoro trying to track down now. Joel back to Nobbs. Nobbs for Awujo, and that's a great shot from range that Lette, I think, has made a save on. And it's gone out for a Newcastle corner that Jordan Nobbs, of course, will be taking. Can we get this clear? Ideally, I'd like to see it in hands, but it is in hands. Beautiful stuff. Lette has caught it, slowed down the play, hoofed it upfield. Is anyone there? Josendal's going for it, heads it on, I think, but just there was no one tracking in behind. Greg over the top now, looking for Bene, and Pattinson got caught a little bit wrong-footed there, as trying to shut her down to the byline there. Weird diving header from Yana Fernandez, but we'll forgive it because it worked. Josendal now on the ball. Another through ball to Beth England here would be fine work, but it's not going to come this time. Maybe now. Van der Donk in. Has a shot at goal. That's terrible shooting. Van der Donk is having, frankly, a pretty poor game today. So, Wenger now on the ball. I think she picked that up from Josendal. Linari to Fernandez. Fernandez taking her time out to Monaghan. Let's get a second goal before half-time. Really kind of nail the coffin a little bit more. Monaghan with the ball into the box. And Beth England was the wrong side of Tamarin there, to be honest. Should know better with her experience. Should know well enough to be on the ball side of the keeper at all times. But, I cannot coach the team in the game in the same way I would in real life. Things are going well. You're capable of better, but I am going to grab Van der Donk and just say you've not been good enough so far. Get it together. Let's send them out for the second half and see if we can get a performance out of Van der Donk, because we do need to start seeing that as Gaoro goes back to Linari from kickoff, and we go again, hopefully for a second goal. So throw in now Cooper for Newcastle to Awujo, back to Lumsden, who's gone all the way back down the line for Greg, unless that was Zellum doing that. Dobbs to Galtrat to Joel. Joel only had Bene as an option, and nobody thought to cut across her, which is a bit shocking, to be honest, as Awujo has another shot from range. We've given away another corner. Lette with another great save, and it is starting to feel like Van der Donk is becoming the problem in this game, as that's a sketchy tackle from Fernandez. I thought Beth England was going to fly in there as well. Greg to Galtrat. Galtrat going forward now to Bene, and that's Pattinson bringing down Bene. We're going to get a yellow card here for that, which, honestly, of all the tackles we saw in that sequence, was probably the tamest, to be honest. So, go figure. Jordan Nobbs has a free kick, though, and she can be very dangerous from here in real life. She's going to go short to Greg, to Nobbs again, back to Greg, and hopefully we can see them off here. Nobbs eventually puts it over the bar, and it is going to be sub-time. Van der Donk is not going to do much more in this game, I think. So 3 subs for now. Chaby is coming in for Gaoro, and I've swapped her and Zenon round. Kanu on the right-hand side, and Mewis going on as the attacking midfielder. I had a horrifying realisation that I hadn't put Mia McCauley on the bench. Was she injured? I can't remember. Either way, she should have been on the bench. Why is Uchabi in red? Is Uchabi injured? Is that a thing I missed? Why can't I see an injury status anywhere on the screen for her? There should be something showing me something. That's, if anyone from the dev team is watching, could you maybe look into that so I can have some indication of what's going on with her? Is it in happiness, maybe? I just need a better visual indicator than something being red. We will risk it. Why not? We'll risk it. We've got subs to burn and we're ahead, so hopefully Uchabi won't drop on us, because that would be terrible. There's plenty of time to go, and we could get another goal here. Kanu just gives the ball away. Of course she does. The second I look up. Linari with a chance to get the ball to Selim, to Pattinson now, with a chance to run into all that free space, and taking her time to get there as Awujo tracks her. Pattinson eventually gets the cross over to Kanu. First time cross. Josendal with a header, and Tamarin equal to it. Josendal should have been heading closer to the post there, to be honest, but, again, I can't coach the players properly, so look, that's life. Uchabi now on the ball, back to Yana Fernandez, forward to Kanu. Kanu will go back to Uchabi. Uchabi for Fernandez, finds Kanu again, back to Uchabi. Pattinson forward now to Josendal, who's going to have a chance to turn and run, puts the afterburners on, tries to get past Joel, who's got the pace to keep up with her. Josendal into the box, and again, Talon equal to it. The cross is just not cutting back enough. I don't know why I put Mewis on, by the way. She's leaving at the end of the season. I've barely used her. It just felt like the right idea at the time. Hopefully she'll vindicate that random choice with a goal, as Uchabi tries to win that in the air. Bene coming at us again, and Uchebe trying to track her, Cooper now on the ball, and again Uchebe putting in the hard yards as Uchebe again in there trying to cause havoc. We love to see it. Reed to Geltrap, over the top, Joel into the box, Wenger heads it back to her for some reason, and then Joel takes the bizarre decision to head that out for a goal kick. Again, go figure. Fernandez, Lanari, forward ball to Zellum, to Pattinson. Pattinson coming down the line now for Jussendal, and Jussendal needs to get past her defender, does beat Bene. Can she get any further to the field? Just plays it back to Pattinson for safety, switched ball to Kanu. Kanu into the box, has a shot. Katie Reed's head that off the line, and that's gone back out into touch for a throw-in. And this game has been a lot of action for not a lot of goals, and I feel like there's still changes in the options box, but I don't know who changes this game for us. Pattinson now to Wenger. Wenger is keeping just her foot on the ball, just relaxing, I suppose. Pattinson to Wenger again, to Lanari. Lanari forward to Fernandez, who's shockingly not had an awful game today. I put two different right-back options on the bench in case she had a bad game. As Mewis goes for a shot and Tamanen puts it out into touch for a throw-in. Yeah, I put two different right-back options on the bench just in case I decided to scrap off Yana, and she's doing okay. As Pattinson now with a throw-in to Jussendal, back to Pattinson to Zellum, back to Pattinson again. Should have a cross into the box by now, but we're just going to keep trying to pass it into the box. And it's gone out for a corner as Jussendal plays the ball. I think that was Nobbs there. We're not going to see the corner. We're also seeing why I'm letting Mewis leave, because she's been terrible so far. So a couple more changes. Galps has gone on the centre of midfield for Zellum. And Mewis I've turned into a playmaker as well, just to see if that gets a better performance out of her. She can't really do a lot better in possession, so hopefully that will help her out. Out of possession, I probably should have her doing something other than pressing, but I'm not sure what. So, I'll just on a postcard. And actually, we're going to make one quick change as well there while we're looking at it, because Kanu should be playing as an inside outlet winger, I think, there. That might be a more effective use for her, and maybe Gaupset here should be going to a wide covering defensive midfielder. Maybe that's going to help us a little bit, although they should be switching sides. Good work. So we'll go wide covering there. We'll go dropping defensive midfielder there. We're going to hope that makes things happen. Also, Minota has come on for Pattinson just because Pattinson's on a yellow. I don't want her picking up a pointless red in an FA Cup game. It just feels like it's a bad idea. As Geltrap there through to Nobbs, to McQuaid. McQuaid finds Bene, and the ball goes over the top. Obviously, subs haven't happened yet as Lumsden gets to the byline again. Fernandez still screening, and Cooper tracked down by Kanu, and into the box for Awuju to Nobbs, to Geltrap with a shot from long distance that Lette had to get to. We've given Newcastle a corner. We're not going to see anything come of it, which is nice to see. And now Cooper with a cross into the box. Let's claim this. We have done. Lette's got that one. And let's see if any of the players and changes we've just made can help us get back on track. As Jussendal is chasing this one, it's not quite a lost cause, so she'll try and get to a crossing position. I mean, it's a corner. We've got a corner out of this. Can we get a second goal? Really seal this one, as Galpset is going to be the one to take it, because I've taken off all our other natural set-piece takers. And hopefully she can deliver us. She seems to have broken her leg just a touch. I'm not sure what that animation was about. Gelpset into the box. Let's try and win this one. We haven't won it in the air. Minota heads it to Mewis, though, to Uchebe. Uchebe goes to Gelpset. Gelpset through to Jussendal. Jussendal into the box. She'll shoot. That's gone behind for another corner. We're keeping the pressure up on Newcastle. A 1-0 will do here, but I would rather make it 2 just to be safe. And Gelpset does have another corner. Let's make something happen with this, please. Lanari is hovering near post. Galpset's taking forever with this corner. And I get the instinct to time waste, but maybe just try and get a goal. Mewis with a chance, and what was that ball? That's. I mean, I know that was the final whistle going as well, but that's why Mewis is leaving us, because she's just been terrible like that for the entire season, to be honest. So, final whistle. 1-0, not a thriller, but Beth England's done enough to put us through to the next round of the FA Cup. We'll just say whatever it tells us to say at this point. And hopefully, Chelsea 7-1 against Crystal Palace. That's crazy stuff. Absolute criminal. I don't know who we're going to get in the next round of the FA Cup. It's not going to tell us straight away, so I guess we'll find out soon. We'll do the little press conference. Let's just have a look, see if there's a gap for it marked on the schedule. There isn't one, which is very annoying. I guess we'll come back for the next round of the FA Cup, wherever that falls, with a league game to pair with it. That's probably the plan. So, thanks for watching, guys. I have, as always, been Chasing Larry. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave comments down below. Let me know if you're enjoying this series. Do go and check out my, so far, 2 tutorial episodes I've done as well. I've done a beginner's guide to FM26. I've also just done a guide to financial mastery, because it's a bit of a secret in the game, but it does help you out. But either way, thank you for watching, guys, and until next time, have a good one.